there's T-Bird. We got her inside this morning, and I started scraping stuff off the trunk. If you guys don't know the backstory on this one, this was another referral job. We do a lot of referral jobs around here. This one came from Traditional Auto Body over in West Salem. Bob Tarter owns the place. We did a lot of work with Bob in the past, and he's just not at a point where he can take completes anymore. His body shop's mainly insurance work, so he does a lot of bumper jobs and fender jobs, small collision repairs, newer late model cars for insurance jobs. It keeps him busy, and he can't stop to do these. So he sends them over to us because he knows we can handle it, and that's kind of what we do. So anyway, the owner brought this to me. He bought it at auction. He's owned it a little bit, about a year, I think, and he took it to a shop when he first got it. There was a giant stack of paperwork with the car. This is all the receipts that he got for the car from the previous owner before the auction, and they had done some due diligence on making sure the car got regular maintenance and work done to it. I reviewed the whole stack. As you can see, it's pretty extensive. There was quite a bit of work done to the car, so in the long run, it got painted once. The body work's not the greatest, but it's a 10-foot car, so it still go to the show, it still cruise around, it still looks fine. It does have some issues, but he keeps it in the garage, so that's all good. The interior is all factory original. There's not really anything wrong with it. Some power window switches need to be fixed up and whatever, but for the most part, it's all factory original and really sweet. It has a brand new long block 428 big block in it with a brand new transmission, and then the top end was rebuilt when the long block was put in. Evidently, when they did that, they didn't rebuild the carburetor, and they didn't rebuild the distributor, and a couple other things. They just basically put on all the old junk from the old motor and put it on a brand new motor and expected it to run good, and lo and behold, as you'd expect, it didn't. It ran like crap. So they spent the next 18 months or so taking it in and out of the shop trying to diagnose it. Ended up in the long run getting points taken off and HEI putting on it, so now it's got a brand new HEI, and the top end of the carburetor was taken off by another shop, and they went through it and got it dialed in, so they thought anyway. Client got the car back, went to auction, yada yada. Then the new owner got it, and he had a charging system issue. So he would take it and drive it, and it either wouldn't start after he let it sit in the garage for a while, or he would drive it down the road, go to the grocery store, come out, and have to get a jump start. So he was pretty frustrated. Took it into a shop, and they kind of crawled around on it and said, "This is what's wrong with it. We don't really know. Here's a list of stuff. Pay us $4,000. And so he got his car back. It still ran like shit, and still had carburetor issues, still had charging system issues, still had all kinds of stupid issues. And while they were in there, they decided that they were gonna look at stuff and said there was rust in the trunk, which, yeah, there's rust in the trunk. One of the previous shops, you see that little thingamabob digger? That's a gas tank strap, and it's self-tapered to the bottom of what used to be the trunk floor, and they didn't decide to fix it or the strap or anything right. It just screwed the shit back together. Thank you very much. So anyway, I got the car, and I didn't want to run, I didn't want to idle, I didn't want to do anything, so hold on, I'll open this up for you guys. The car's like 600 feet long. Anyway, so the first thing I do is look at the battery connections, and of course these were actually not just loose, but they were broken there and all fingered over and messed up, and they were the temporary connections. And the battery actually was only about 8 months old, but when I load tested at like 20 amps and 0 voltage, so it was tostada, dead in the doornail. I put all new cables on it, all new crimped ends, battery corrosions, marine terminals, brand new battery, put the whole down back together. The starter solenoid hiding down in here. and the connections on it were loose too. So we tightened all that up, put that all back together, and part of the paperwork from the other shop, and this is kind of stupid, the other shop put a timing light on it and timed it, and they noted that it was set at 0 degrees timing, which is no advance, which is going to give you crap idle and crap cold start and barely run and cough. And they noted it in the paperwork, but they never fixed it. So the first thing I did is walked over to the car, put the timing light on it, and it was still set at 0 degrees. And it's even said in the paperwork that it was supposed to be set at 6 degrees. So I loosened it up, set it over at 6 degrees, and now it cold starts like a champ. It needs some fresh gas and it's ready to drive down the road. So I started fixing on the trunk. Got it in here, got the deck lid off of it. They didn't fix any of this rust shit when they put the new trunk seal in the last shop, because the trunk was leaking, so they just threw a seal on it and didn't fix any of the rust. There's rust over there. There's seam sealers all busted up and caca, and they're like, oh, it's rusty. Here's your new seal. Have fun. Give me money. So now I get to tear the seal off and make it garbage because they actually weather strip adhesive on it and did it right. So now it's garbage. I'm gonna scuff all this stuff. I'm gonna repaint it factory color. I'm gonna fix all the rust. I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna cut that out. I'm gonna cut that out over there. 1, 2, 3 pieces. It's on the table right there. And I'm gonna go around it, get all the seam sealer off, chisel, beat it, make a big mess, wire wheel everything clean. Super clean purple power, wire wheel some more, brush it all out of there, then I'll wax and grease remover, Scotch-Brite, acid treat, wash it again, PR15 it, and overcoat it with body color. And then I have all new factory trunk fabric surround to go all back in here to make it all look factory again. It's going to take me a while. You know, everybody wants to learn how to work on cars, but nobody actually wants to do it. So I'll show you what it takes. Bear with me. I did some of this earlier, so I'll show you the footage here in a little bit. Hopefully by the end of next week, I think I'm going to have this thing all done and ready to go. So I'm going to paint this, and I'm also going to paint the bottom of the deck lid when I get all done. Put a new seal on, put it back together, fire it up, spit shine it, put a couple of missing pieces of trim on it, brush touch some shit because I've had it for too long and I want to, you know, do some cool stuff for the customer in good faith. But anyway, stay tuned guys. I'll see if I can take you along on the project. Thanks for being here. See if I can show you why I'm scraping all this off. A lot of people just leave this seam sealer and try to go over it. I mean this stuff, let's see if I can focus on it here. Just the slightest little touch and that stuff comes off. And then also if you notice, everywhere where you take it off, it's fucking jacked up underneath it with rust. All that crap, you seal over it. See that? The whole chunk just popped off. The water's been behind that for I don't know how long, and you try to seal that up, you're never going to get it to stick. It's always going to stay, and that's Actually, a lot of this is factory, but some of it's they redid, and there ain't no way. I mean, you want this to last all of about 2 weeks. Do it this way. So, there I am. I'm gonna scrape everything out of this bastard that's loose. All of it. Clean up this whole thing before I even cut the metal out. There ain't no point in even trying to clean anything up. Just start chiseling all this shit out of the way. Stay with me. I'm doing pretty good. I got my delivery first thing this morning, so I'm all ready to go as soon as you get off and are freed up. In the work van? Okay. Well, cool. Copy that. Well, yeah, I'll meet you over there here in a little bit then. Yep, talk to you soon. Bye. It happens. I'm gonna go to Dallas, look at some more cars. I'll be back to scrape some more shit later. I've been waiting for this rig since Monday. It was supposed to show up, but things happen, and here we are first thing this morning. I got the delivery. I said the other day that we were going to be doing a project in conjunction with Hams Off-Road. Adam's been a friend of mine for a little bit. Met him this summer. And anyway, I wanted to show you the project now that it came in. It's going to be a little 50s Willys pickup. This actually was Adam's, and he sold it to a client, and the client decided to have him put a custom square frame underneath it. So it's been over at Hams Off-Road Fabrication getting a square tube frame built. This has got late model Dodge running gear in it, 4-wheel drive, the fuel injected 318 motor, and automatic transmission. And our plan is put full body and paint on it. So I'm gonna bust the body off and get the frame back to Adam because he needs to do some finish fabrication work, and then we're gonna get the frame coated And while he's finishing that up, I will undercoat the body, fender wells, start prepping for paint. What we're going to do is a gunmetal gray finish with with a white pearl. I'm thinking GM Tri-Coat, Cadillac color, something like that. Better try to get the Clyde. Okay, we gotta do with the roof. Maybe some of these back here. And I don't know. I got all the interior bits, so we're gonna do painting the interior. Adam already did all the rusty floors for me. Those look pretty good. So I just got seam seal them, undercoat it, paint it, and it's gonna get dyno matted and carpet kitted. I talked to the interior guy today. He's in Denver doing a couple of SEMA builds, and they're gonna go SEMA show. So he's gonna call me when he gets home and come take a look at this for me. See if I can get the hood open. I'm gonna sit you down for a second. There's the Dodge motor. It's in the hole. Custom headers on it. So we're gonna do body color in here, and actually we talked about doing body color, but doing matte body color inside the engine compartment on the bottom of the hood. And then, you know, I'm gonna rock chip coat these down here, and it's got some steps that go with it. All the stuff's in the back of it, so that'll all get painted and undercoated as we go. So yeah, there she is, the 50s Willys pickup. I appreciate Adam and the client trusting me with it. I know it's been a long project, and they've had a couple of different people work on it, so I don't want to stall the process anymore. As soon as I get rid of the T-Bird here in the next week, I'm hoping to be done with it by the end of the week, maybe first part of next week. I'll get my hands on this and start breaking body parts off of it and see where we're at. It's just got a little bit. Cab corners already got replaced, so I got to do a little bit of work there. They're not perfect. This had a patch panel done up there, so I'm going to have to fix that. It's pretty good, but it's not quite perfect. Not quite ready for paint. I rubbed pretty much everything down, and everything feels really good. It's not too wavy. They went ahead and skinned the bed sides with some aluminum because it was really wavy before, and they didn't want to have to deal with the body work on it. So they reskinned the bed and then put new bed rails on over the top of the aluminum. One of the guys came in, and there was a miscommunication, and the spare rack was never intended to go back on after they put the skins on, and somebody drilled the holes and installed it. So we're gonna have to overcome 4 holes, which isn't too big of a deal. We'll get that taken care of, and there she goes. So here, next couple of weeks, you'll see this thing get broke down, and we'll start prepping parts. I'm gonna blast it in 2K primer. I got a gallon of primer over there ready to go. So as soon as I get it in parts and get the frame out of here, I'll blast it to go to primer on it. But anyway, there's the new project. You guys will see my kids peeking. I work from home, and the shop's out back. I took over for my dad, so they'll come check on me. There's little Gwenny. Say hi, Gwenny.
Hi.
Hi. Anyway, lots of junk to go through.
Who are you talking to?
The camera. Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you.
To me? Okay.
Yeah.
You say hi to everybody else?
Hi, everybody.
Hi, everybody. Alright. Anyway, guys, I'm going to put the video together for you. There's a T-Bird. So, T-Bird first. Take this apart. Frame. Back to hams. This will go in bits. And then I got a unicorn Cherokee showing up. So, if you're watching this, stay tuned. You guys will shit yourself when you see the unicorn Cherokee. It's one of the nicest ones I've ever seen. Anyway, busy week. Take care, guys. Thanks for being here.